What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Friday Climate Update for Friday, August 4th, 2023. Taking a look at the National Hazards Map from the National Weather Service, you can see there is an active picture going on for some areas. In the south, we have heat advisories, heat warnings. In the southwest as well, this is probably what sticks out to you most on the map is the bright oranges and purples. But we also have a lot of green on the map, which represents flood watches and flash flood watches. First off, we have to concern ourselves with what's going on yet again in Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and even down into Alabama. There is ongoing flash flood warnings because take a look at radar. You can see here on radar an area of heavy rain has developed once again. It started out as training thunderstorms, then it expanded into a big area of heavy rain, and this is expected to continue into the afternoon, as you can see in this area. And in the green boxes, there are flash flood warnings. This area has already been pounded just earlier this week with flash flooding, and it's happened several times this summer, so it is not good to see. Amounts of upwards of 4 to 8 inches have already fallen. You can see here. See these reds here? Let's see, what's that color code? Yep, those are amounts of 8 inches, even higher in some localized areas. Then we have to concern ourselves with flash flooding today up in the Northeast. Now you're seeing these flash flood watches up for portions of western Maine, all of New Hampshire and Vermont, and portions of New York State. There is a small slight risk area up from the Weather Prediction Center there, but the reason why the flash flood watches are so expansive is because this area is just so wet and saturated right now from all the rain that they have seen this summer. And then we have another area of flash flood watches and flood watches up in the northern plains, Wyoming, Montana, portions of South Dakota and North Dakota, where 2 to 4 inches of rain is possible there. Remember that wet pattern that we were saying would set up there? Well, it's starting to unfold. Now let's take a look at the national radar picture real quickly. And you can see there's already some rain going up there. There's the rain in the south. And you can see one round of rain went through in upper New England. And there's another round in New York State. There's actually one severe thunderstorm warning with that right now. But another round is going to set up this afternoon. And there's going to be some heavier activity with that. And if you take a look down here in the east coast of North Carolina and Virginia, there's an area of rain there this morning. There's also an area of rain in Georgia this morning, which should be ongoing. And you'll see more showers from that northwest to southeast flow that has set up today. Let's take a look at the Storm Prediction Center, shall we? And you can see on the Storm Prediction Center today, there is a slight risk of severe storms from Pennsylvania on up into New England. Very small chance of a tornado today. Wind and hail are the bigger threats. There's another slight risk up for portions of Missouri. And there's a slight risk up portions of Colorado, Nebraska, and portions of Kansas for today, where some severe weather is expected. Day 2, you can see there's also a severe weather threat in the plains. And then there's another severe weather threat day 3 in portions of the Ohio Valley through Indiana, Illinois, Kentucky, southeast Missouri, and extreme northern Tennessee. Weather Prediction Center. Let's go back to the flood threats for a moment. And there are 2 moderate risk areas up for today. There's one up in the northern plains, and there's another one that is up in the southeast from portions of Missouri through Tennessee into portions of Alabama, where again we do expect there to be heavy rainfall. Southwest of all the areas that I just mentioned in Texas, yes, highs could reach as high as 100 yet again today. And you will have some heat in portions of the West Coast as well in California. Let's take a look at the RGEM model, and we'll time out your weekend weather forecast. You can see the active weather in the midsection does shift southeast. You'll get some showers and thunderstorms in Florida today. That system in the northern plains, it's a slow-moving system. It's there today. It is not going to clear the East Coast until at least at some point on Tuesday. So we're going to watch it as it slowly progresses eastward throughout the weekend. And anywhere this tracks, which will be across the Great Lakes and Northeast, there will be flash flood threats to be had. With that, And you can see, unfortunately, tonight, look what happens. Another round of heavy rainfall sets up in southern Illinois, Missouri, the same areas getting pounded right now. It does not look to be as significant tonight, but it's something we'll have to watch. There could be yet another round on Sunday morning with that next system that comes in, which will be a slow-moving system. There could also be a severe weather threat we're going to have to watch with that this weekend. And as we head into early next week, eventually that's going to get into the Northeast. Could be a severe weather threat. Could also be a flash flood threat with that as well. Let's take a look at temperatures for your weekend. And you can see here on the RGEM model, very hot weather today across the south. Humidity is going to rise across portions of the Northeast just for today. Then it'll be slightly better over the weekend before we do see another rise in humidity on Monday ahead of that low pressure that's going to be spinning through the Great Lakes and eventually pass through the area. If you're on the West Coast, it is going to be a hot weekend. Sunday will probably be a very hot day across portions of California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, like Dallas. You could hit 100 degrees on Sunday. New Orleans, Louisiana, you could have hit 100 as well. But look up in the Northeast. Not that bad for the weekend. New York City, okay, you're going to have mid-80s on Sunday, but the humidity will be a little bit lower. And up in New England, very nice weekend. Low 80s and even upper 70s for some areas. Alrighty, folks, that does it for today's climate update. We will have another climate update updating on all of these threats again tomorrow. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel down below. If you know anyone who needs to see climate or weather information daily, tell them to subscribe to my channel. Share this with them. Until next time, have a great day, everyone.